The Neon says, you're going to try to counter-strat our Neon, and we're just going to completely not run that and just put you in cahoots. Where on the opposite side, EG says, well, okay, we know FaZe likes to run the Neon. We could probably run that better, so we're just going to do it. This feels very, very strange, man. But I'm here for it.
As Ender was saying, I mean, Jajamo, if he's not playing, you know, Jet, a lot more well-known for playing Race.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Neon, he only played it 3 times, and all those games were on Haven. When, you know, Neon was kind of becoming a big meta pick after Victor kind of kicked that off. So, yeah, this is definitely a huge pivot from both sides. I'm curious to see how it plays out. FaZe start on the attack. They scope things out here early today, yeah.
One of the biggest things about this matchup, yes, this is a repeat from week 5. EG found 0 rounds offensively, but they started on their defensive half 9-3 up. So we'll see if any history could repeat itself here as the spike is planted very early for FaZe. They're backing off, playing a post plant through caves. Actually, how about this? Dicey is actually going to be able to stay alive and not be revealed whatsoever by that recon bolt, so he's going to be very close up. Relay bolt coming through on the response, though. FaZe looking to hold off, and they're doing so pretty darn nicely, but Reformed is now all of a sudden back on over towards the spike. APOP for the double. Someone has to check this. It's back down to halfway. Here comes the repeat from FaZe, and Fly and Dicey able to combine for 2, leaving just 1 left. And as Boostio falls, FaZe's post plant will hold.
Indeed it will. And FaZe certainly coming to this game as a very good Breeze team. Since making their roster change, they've only had 1 loss on this map. Now it's to XSET in the lower bracket finals of stage 2, and that was only 10-13, still getting 6 rounds on the attacking side. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, they're really good on both sides of the map. I mean, they usually get their 6 or more attacking rounds, but they're also 60% defensively. So coming into this, they are, you know, a force to be reckoned with on Breeze. Again, though, they have never played this composition on this map either.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take that back, actually. They did play Jet a couple of times in the qualifiers for Stage 2, but against smaller name teams and before, like, Jet got nerfed, I want to even say. So,
yeah, I think
it has been some time.
I think, again, talking about the reputability that FaZe has had on this map, it has always been with the Neon there, just to really make sure we hit that home. Recon bolt comes out early. FaZe able to take care of APOP, no problem. A little bit of spam fire coming through the toxin stream, but largely none of it lands. And that will lead to an opening, but FaZe hesitant at the moment to try to really commit to this. Still waiting for Fly to get all this utility out, and it's actually well found. Reformed will take a bit of chunk damage as all of a sudden Baby Bay is on towards site as he sidesteps a shock dart of his own.
Yeah, expect a lot of these rounds to play out this way, Shift. I don't expect FaZe to slow down anytime soon. They are, again, a very fast and execute-oriented team, and they don't throw a lot of fakes on this map. I feel like if you see their commitment, particularly if you see Baby Bay, that's where they're going, right? And maybe they can eventually use that to their advantage after they condition their opponents, you know, more towards the mid-portion of the half. But until then, it's more of like knowing is half the battle. Can you actually disrupt them and slow them down, or can you pop off some successful retakes? We know that in the past, EG have been one of the worst teams in retakes. So it feels like it really does come down to what they're able to accomplish in some of their initial skirmishes. And this will be their best chance to do it, coming up to superior firepower against the bonus of FaZe. But it's kind of a heavy bonus. 2 Vandals are going to be in play for their best 2 players in Dicey and Baby Bay.
Yeah, this is interesting because, you know, one of the things that we keep talking about with FaZe Clan is their ability to kind of just brute force their way onto site. But even in that last round, they kind of use their own toxic screen as the line in the sand. Don't go past it. Let's get this space and then reset. Take the next bit when we have good information and good utility in place. Maybe make good first blood. Follows it up with a double through mid. A little bit too easy, you might wonder.
Yeah. On a bonus to get 2 entries like that, you basically take away the idea that you have Spectres in play. Now, they've already been able to get so much map control as well as have a 2-man advantage, so converting this bonus is looking very high right now because they can just sit back at this point and wait for EG to make a move. Again, you control so much real estate. You still have Cave's presence. You're out in middle. You're threatening B. I mean, there's really not a whole lot Boostio can do to get information on B lobby at this point now because the defense is stretched so thin. As long as FaZe don't just slip on a banana peel, they should be walking away with this one.
0 point does catch out too. Fragment actually should separate this, but Reform cannot hold the site thanks to the recon bolt that comes through over the top of the toxic screen, though not well. That's going to be good for a first kill on this retake attempt. Flash now through. Keep an eye on APOP on your minimap. He's worked his way all the way through caves already, so FaZe are going to be kind of stuck on site, so to speak. The peak comes out, APOP gets the opener, but not the second. Reform now falling down. Red by Baby Bay, but it doesn't make a difference. We can even trades back and forth. Boostio now back on towards site. Passes a shoulder, also throws out a shot, giving away his position. But it's a 1v2 that he definitely has a look at. Crossfire set up here for FaZe. First point of contact is Supa, and that's the only point of contact needed. FaZe take the third round and start off flawlessly on the opening offense.
Yeah, I mean, there's some big things coming together right now for FaZe. I mean, one, the fact that they won pistol is huge because we know their struggles on that round and how good EG have been, you know, over the last 4 to 5 months. But the other big thing is, defensively speaking, Evil Genius is near 70% on this map. You mentioned it. Their last meeting, they got 9 defensive rounds in the first half, but just couldn't get anything in the attack. And that's been kind of their trend. They usually get like 7 or more defensive rounds against really anyone. I mean, I think the only time they have like a really tough side is against OpTic, you know, in the playoffs last stage. But generally speaking, they usually mount up a big defense. Now, I mean, it's likely they're going to go down 4-0. This has been a rough start for EG.
It really has been. Keep Recon Bolt, Aldrone in the front. Once again, it's the same toxic screen. Trying to take this space early from EG, but Boostio from the corner. Great first blood. That's the spike down. Flya able to come back and at least secure into a 4v4. But this stinger position for Apop is not one to be taken lightly.
Oh, I like that.
Any decay could possibly really chip them away, but it does provide a bit of shrouded cover, and now it's going to make FaZe kind of have to reconsider.
Yeah, that late orb placement. There's just such a good reactionary play from Apop that makes this stinger as valuable as possible if they tried to force through it. BabyBay does take down Jawjamo, but his rifle can be picked up by Apop, and so they can still keep something going. And yeah, Calm getting some good intel, but loses the fight. Some man breaks down Reformed, and so anyways into the round now are gone for EG.
Looks like I was the stronger one.
Calm finds one there. You can start to see EG possibly put together hopes for a Thrifty, but not to be here. FaZe slightly punished, but largely fine. Still able to carry all 5 rifles naturally through the first 4 rounds, and we'll get Boostio on the first operator here for either side.
Yeah, BabyBay off to a hot start here. 7 frags and 4 rounds played, making his return to his beloved Jet. And making good use of it here. Dicey also 4-0, so I mean, everyone really just getting out the gates. Only 7 total frags right now for EG in 4 rounds. And BabyBay has that covered by himself.
Yeah. I would say this is the round right here that we really need to see what Jawjamo is going to do when it comes to this Neon. And so far, it's just kind of holding through tunnel, and BabyBay actually may beat the timing. Does get tagged out, but dashes away. More information on the second contestant, but still for FaZe, they've got all the real estate.
Yeah, they've been swatted back, though. Again, usually they don't get swatted back this hard where they have to completely throw away their strat and bounce off and do something else and be more reactionary. But they have cave presence, they have mid control. They're able to put this null command into play right now. Boostio's been detected. They don't check their close corner.
Dude. No way. The one round they don't check the corner. Reform punishes. 3 in the round for him. And now it's just Dicey. Through double doors. Well, he's going to pay attention to Reform's position. Poised will expire on sight. And Dicey is going to be caught between just... This is the Bermuda Triangle of Evil Genius's players.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Sure.
I mean, if there was ever a player to do it, I mean, be this guy. Reform still in the corner now. Calm from behind will put to bed any antics that he had in mind. And for the first round, they don't check the corner. Reform just pops off.
It's just a crazy oversight to not just swing that. I mean, maybe just thinking that they already knew who the player was in sight when they got that detection on the chamber and forced them backwards. They just, you know, kind of just took this for granted. And I think it's even worse that you can't get the trade off of that.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he gets the third is absolutely bonkers. Like, the timing was just so off there. That's a big fumble for FaZe, but again, at least they still have that cushion.
Oh, a little bit of mid pressure coming out of Jawjamo this time around. There's help from Boostio in the corner, and no one even looks again. Jawjamo for the opening double. High gear will get him out as he waves goodbye to Boostio. Maybe even holds his hand as they skip into sight. Apop, though, lots of his shoulder are going to be taken down. Hold on a second. BabyBay may try to challenge this. Covers the angle to at least be able to secure the first kill, and he's in. Thing about this is the spike is nowhere near, and BabyBay is going to go on a rogue mission.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the situations that Apop was caught between 2 mines whether to drop the snake bite or not. He never does. So BabyBay gets to walk in for free, and he's not really settled in his aim at the same time, so it's just a double whammy. Calm able to bring 1 back there onto Poise, but it's still a 4 versus 2 at the end of the day. for Evil Geniuses, thanks to Com's efforts there. That really has helped reel this thing back in. Bay, though, still trying to make things happen through kind of the back line, but Com on top of that as well. And Com's been kind of the savior of this.
Really has been. I feel like he's the one player that we haven't really said his name a lot of, but my goodness, he's been clutch early here.
He's just steady,
in these
man.
last 2 rounds. He really is.
Like, he's definitely not the most flashy of guys. Like, you know, obviously Busio Jojimo kind of take up that mantle, but
left.
Com definitely is just kind of steady, man, and can play a lot of different agents, and again, kind of helps fulfill that role that the team needs in that initiator slot.
Man. Well, Supa will likely see these last 15 seconds fade away in the round. Just looking to hold on to the rifle as best as humanly possible. Will be detected, though, as Evil Genius is feeling frisky enough to try to challenge is the question. And it looks like everyone's going to be content in just letting the round come to an end. But this is a big 2 rounds in a row here for EG. I think that has to be really established early. Even though it's just 6 rounds in, EG bouncing back here is massive for their attempts defensively.
Oh, certainly. It was kind of cool to finally see Jojimo like break out and do something. I mean, he was 0-5 going into that round, actually able to get that mid aggression going with a little bit of support, able to get 2 kills, kind of just get involved in the game, you know. And I think that can be huge. You know, you get stuck in that spot where you don't have any frags, you just keep falling apart, you feel like you're not having any impact. A round like that can kind of get your head back right and kind of realize, okay, you know, like now I'm ready to go.
I will say too, just looking at other players, but again, you mentioned it, we always talk about Busio and Jojimo, but Reformed during the group stage was one of the worst cast percentage players in North America. Into playoffs, though, he was able to boost to 78% involvement, which was #1 in his team. Incredible stuff as far as recovery, and one of the reasons why EG was able to get so successful through the playoff run, at least initially speaking. Jojimo caught through. Halls this time, though, will be tallied for first blood. And an early 5v4 for FaZe with lots of mid control here as they look to set up hit.
Yeah, Com and company trying to rotate and cover this gap that has been created right now. They've left B and mid completely open, trying to focus on the fights in front of them. And Reform actually does get the frag onto A Halls to equalize things. Hunter's Fury from Flya, though, and they get a little bit of damage out there. Com responds, though, in kind with his own.
Whoa. FaZe still able to get forward, though. This is still doable from the side of FaZe, trying to keep the control of the real estate that they were able to gain early in the round. Reform trying to work their way back in. Knife will come out, only detects 1. Supa's already on the retreat, but Flya, who stayed concealed from that 0 point, still has an angle over here by Pyramids.
Left.
The Viper's Pit has an angle that could be watched on the cross. Flya will be seen. Recon bolt to follow. 22 seconds. And you got to figure out, are you going to play for the spike? You're going to play for the kills here if you're FaZe. You have to make a decision, and it's going to be the kills. But Com's able to respond. 1v1, long-range shots, and Com for 3. Steady as they come, your dust. Evil Geniuses, 3 in a row.
Yeah, that was just beautiful work from Com. Great Hunter's Fury to kind of slow down the attack from FaZe a touch, get a frag onto Dicey, limit his impact, and then comes up huge in the 1 versus 2 clutch. And I think that's where Com kind of really delivers for this team. He's so calm and collected in these tense moments. And another crazy thing about Com that I found out about, thanks to some of our statisticians out there that we have, is that he actually has the 2nd least first deaths in VCT. With only, I think coming into this LTQ, he only had 21 first deaths.
I'm out of here.
Where the average for his role is 37. That's a huge difference, you know, for the initiator role, which is often like in the pocket, in the mix, right? So they're really vulnerable to first deaths, and he's just so smart in kind of how he plays out situations to stay alive, which oftentimes can be the most important thing. It means you get to reuse your utility when those cooldowns come out, provide value for your team, and then, you know, just buy time for rotations, things of that nature. So it's super helpful.
This is a massive round here for both these two teams. I was about to say there are a ton of ultimates online here for Evil Geniuses, but it's the double snipe pressure coming out for EG defensively that tally the first 2 kills. FaZe are already committed, by the way. There's just nowhere to go besides deeper into the blender. Oh boy. This completely shut down to the front door. Did not expect the double snipe play to come out, and Evil Geniuses will reap the reward of it.
Yeah. No Chuck Norris here from FaZe. They do blend. I believe that was the only thing that didn't blend in that series.
That was the only thing that
was a Chuck Norris action figure.
Shout out Blend Tech.
Indeed. Zoomers out there, reward yourself.
Dude, yeah, just get on YouTube.
Just do a will it blend search. It's worth it, all right? That's one of those pieces of content that I think ages just fine. I think you can get satisfaction out of it. Yeah, absolutely. Also, this defense is starting to age well for EG. Not the best starts, but now they're starting to hit those numbers we're used to seeing defensively out of them on this map, which is why they've always been a force to be reckoned with on Breeze. They may not have just as impressive of a win rate as FaZe has had with their new lineup, but they've still been, you know, pretty solid. I just think that a lot of their wins have typically been against weaker teams, so it's hard to really know. Like, when they play against VCT teams, they've usually lost, other than their win against Ghost in the playoffs. So that's where we just didn't really know what to expect, but they've been doing well so far. We'll fight back.
Lots of reveal information here for FaZe as they already make their way through. But counter utility from EG kind of responds almost in kind. Yeah, 3 agents essentially going to be revealed here. 2 off the knife and the other from the reveal on towards Day on the backside of the pyramids. And Boostio once again is just locking things down at range with the scope. So Evil Geniuses will hold the initial attempt from FaZe, who don't really have an exit if we're being honest. They're getting caught in the chokehold. And Evil Geniuses, I mean, this is just fish in a barrel at the moment.
Yeah, they are crushing it right now. Really starting to slow FaZe's aggressive play style down, and that's going to be a flawless Boostio with the hat trick. Starting to kind of flex himself a little bit here. As, I mean, Boostio has, like, probably the craziest story of all. You know, he was the star player for this team. He was their key duelist. He kind of gave up that role for Jawjamo, took up the chamber, became the IGL, and this guy's still within the top 10 for most categories, statistically speaking, when it comes to things like ACS, ADR, KPR. So, you know, again, giving up his preferred role, taking on more responsibility as a leader, and still being able to perform and have individual moments like that, that is really cool stuff.
That's got to be like the equivalent of the Valorant hat trick right there, you have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the trifecta for you.
So now all of a sudden, through 9 rounds, a solid start from FaZe, immediately responded by Evil Geniuses. And honestly speaking, none of it is off of the kind of surprise pick. Jawjamo off this Neon really only got 1 round, the double through mid, kind of back during round 5. Everything else has been just kind of handled by Common Reform so far.
Yeah, and Boostio just had a big round there as well to get on the board. So, yeah, starting to see it coming. Economy's in really good shape for Evil Geniuses as well at this point. That's also something that must be noted. They're also starting to build up some of their alts here. Jawjamo already has his. Meanwhile, the only alt available for FaZe is Null Command. Everyone else is a couple of rounds off from getting it into play, or a couple of frags off at least. And Babybay's also been shut down. Remember, he was, what, 7-0 in the first 4 rounds played? He's only gotten 1 frag since then. So you're starting to see the script really flip here.
Oh my.
Oh, there you go. There's another one.
Yep. And it's just, it's full clearance. I mean, again, taking a look at where FaZe is stacked up, there's going to be so much second guessing. Is there anyone pushing through B? Are they up through middle? This is going to weaken your offense considerably. And
we talked about this too last map, right?
Yeah.
The weakness of FaZe is being disrupted, not getting their feet underneath them to launch into a site and bring that fast-paced attacking side. I think one of the things we criticize EG for defensively on Icebox is where they weren't doing that enough. And when they finally did, it worked, and they got the game relatively close, and they used that to bring it all the way back in the second half. Now they're doing it much earlier on in the game. You know, where they're not letting FaZe build up a big lead first.
You have to really think here for FaZe. Do you even really give this a full try? You've lost your entry into Fly. Your initiator's down. You've got no opening utility here. This is a call for FaZe where I wouldn't be surprised if they just kind of poke and prod at this. If something doesn't look good, you may have to consider saving. And, well, Babybay dropping in mid. This is difficult. 3v5, they're going to commit. I don't know how you hold this in your face.
I don't know either. I mean, the Null Command kind of slows down EG's retake, but they're still going to get here in plenty of time. They have the numbers. Big kill, though, for Superman, followed up on as well. And now it's actually a 3 versus 3. There is some hope here, but as soon as I say that, it's all on Superman now. And that's not going to be enough.
It's just so difficult when you lose your Sova off the rip like that. I mean, for them to get on and get a plan and get a couple of kills is already almost borderline miracle way, but you have to spend the Null Command for essentially nothing. And now you're going into round 11 with your offense starting to really kind of falter to the wayside. I mean, this has just been EG dominance. And after the timeout, FaZe just weren't able to get anything going off of what they wanted to do playbook-wise.
Yeah, I mean, the least amount of attacking rounds they've ever gotten was the last time they played Evil Geniuses, where they only got 3. Outside of that, it's usually been at least 6, if not 7. So if they get halted at 4, that would be pretty big for Evil Geniuses.
Man, That is an expensive round for FaZe, losing that null command with 2 to play.
Yeah, absolutely. You start to wonder, like, are they... I mean, Superman does have Viper Spin, at least for post-plant, but, again, they haven't really been able to get clean on the sites to really make use of something like that. They've been getting torn apart, but now they have early mid control. But Boostio plays so patient. How many first bloods does he have now, man? Like, I think he's been getting the opening pick the last several rounds in a row.
At least out of the 6 rounds that EG have pulled, I want to say he's found first blood in 5 of them.
Yeah. Well, he's not done.
Nope. Over the top.
Oh my God, dude. No way.
Give me a break, dude.
When he stepped up there, I'm like, surely he doesn't hit this. And well, he done did it. He done did it, man. Unbelievable, bro.
Jeez, dude. Boostio in these last couple of rounds, it's just things that make you go, his has been so good.
Can you do that again?
5. No, I can't.
Yeah, that's like one of those sounds you can never repeat the exact same way. One of those ad-lib things. It's always going to be different. I like it though. It was fitting.
You have to save here for FaZe too. You can't. You cannot push this.
No, not at all. Just chill.
Wow, dude. Just head spinning what Boostio's been able to do with this operator since he picked it up.
Yeah, FaZe just look a little bit disjointed. Again, we talked about how throughout the stage they kind of got more and more developed as a team with how they layered their utility, how they fine-tuned their timings and spacing, and took their aggressive play style and just kind of added some complexity to it to make it more efficient. But you're seeing Evil Geniuses, again, kind of keep throwing a wrench in FaZe's plans where they could really develop.
Last player standing.
Plus, they get the final kill, and Calm was able to get aggressive into caves to get Hunter's Fury. It just... the news keeps getting worse for FaZe into this final round. You already hear the Guardian tapping away. The 2 rifles will be picked up, but this is another key opening first duel with Dicey. And goodness, Boostio's had a couple of AimLab Flick of the Day candidates. This may be another one.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what they are on the NASDAQ for real, but in the game right now, it's not looking good.
Appropriate.
Yeah, the Stonks need something. They need some fuel.
FaZe are going to look to do something over through Hall, maybe into a look towards B. They're just trying to avoid Boostio, who, by the way, he's changed up his openings opposition every single round. He has been a mystery.
You want to play?
Dodge mode going to be tested. Okay, well, that's a test he prepped for. Tom now supporting with the Hunter's Fury from across the map. A little bit of damage secured, plus he keeps FaZe at the front gates. Dodgemo from a little bit of elevation play. Now finally goes in a little bit of lightning strike. Plus the shorty. Come on, dude. Just send it to the next half. No more words. 8-4 EG. Punish to close out the first half. We'll swap the sides, come back to see if FaZe can respond. Welcome back, everybody. It says, what does that little screen say? Player 1, please press start. FaZe needs to press start on this defense here. Now, I will say the good news here, if you want to go back into history, was FaZe defensively in this matchup in Week 5 was flawless. 1-9 in a row, including the opening pistol. I hate to say that they have to do that again. Well, you kind of do if you want to get to 13.
Yeah, that is true. Again, both teams typically very good attacking teams, but both teams struggle on it in their meeting in stage 2. And, well, FaZe, it's happened to them again, but will it be the same story for EG, or will they write themselves a new chapter on this map? Knock FaZe down to the lower bracket early. You're going to see Evil Geniuses again, one of the best, well, the best, statistically speaking, pistol round team in the region, looking to take what looks to be a wide-open B-side, but Baby Bay, that's a nice little opener.
Yeah, that's just really good from FaZe. It's a full box staff in the middle of the map. You cover everything. It allows you a chance to envelop the flank very quickly. Boostio trying to find a 1v1 with poise. Toxic Screen currently in his way. Mike does get planted. Backside of the site, Reform finds one. But now it's Boostio's turn. He has to make safe the tunnel. He gets a look. He's got to get here, though, as Supa finds the response. FaZe's defense is starting to come back on the flank. Shock Dart comes through. Got to try to get this time going, too. And there it is, Boostio able to come back through tunnel. Now it's just dealing with these last 2 members from FaZe from the front. Right click's coming out from Calm. Lots of damage going to be chewed away at. And he's able to again create more space. The trades come out. And Reform, the last one to stand, will get EG to 9.
Again, that's just Calm being so smart. Just not dying. Just keeping their attention. Allowing his teammate to kind of build off of his burst damage. at range with the Ghost to finish off the round. Also, Boostio just times this out perfectly.
Yeah.
Plays that flank. Here's Poise running, gets in behind, and then gets this second frag onto Flya, so they can just focus everything on the main flank, and they woke up together. That's going to extend that lead even further. Now up 9-4, likely 10-4. FaZe do put a Marshall BabyBay's hands, though, and they do have a Sheriff as well for Fly, so maybe they're going to try to do something a little bit tricky here, and Dice is playing a hell of an angle. You just don't expect it, man. Like, not...
Yeah.
It's like one of those one-and-done spots where you get to use the trick once. Not a bad time to try it, but looks like it's going to be avoided.
Flyer did see the crossback, though.
True.
Through mid, back to B. So now the pressure starts to amount right in the face of BabyBay. Marshall still in hand. Talks the screen offensively. Dissecting the side into two halves. BabyBay taking his first peek. Gets the opener with a little bit of help from Flya, but the rifle's now starting to come to life. FaZe still trying to contest this plan as much as humanly possible, and they've done well. Numbers here for the defense. 3v2 situation. Com is committed. Apoth is not. But boy, does Com need help. He's down to 21 HP. Just trying to hold on to any real estate he could possibly find. The Poison Cloud will keep Apoth back, plus the spam.
Got hit.
Yeah, there it is. FaZe is going to hold the door, plus also drop the spike.
Oh,
shots on Apoth. It's the first opportunity on the Superman, but the difference here is Poise got a rifle on the corner. And unless he hits two great headshots, there's no chance, and surely won't be. FaZe, huge round to bounce back in the second.
Best eco team in the region, man. And they do it yet again. It's just because they have individuals who are fearless in those types of rounds who can make things happen, even with lower firepower. And that time, BabyBay gets the opener with the Marshall. Good trade back from Jawjamo, but FaZe is just so fast to rotate. They have everyone there when it's all said and done before the attack can even get past really the first doorway. And so that was a much-needed round for FaZe to stay alive in this series. Now the roles reverse.
Yeah.
With just some upgraded pistols and a Marshall from Evil Geniuses against FaZe, who are fully decked out here with Vandals aplenty.
You need a bit of a snowball here. I mean, it was 4 in a row for FaZe to start this map. So first round that they've been able to find here in the last 10, you have to be able to snowball this into 9-6 and hopefully win another rifle round for 9-7.
We talked about how FaZe was the best retake team in the region, and that's very true. Overall, for the stage, they certainly were. But last map, on 7 plants, they only had 1 successful retake. So they need to get back to being that dominant team at taking sites back that we're so used to if they want to make this comeback happen.
Hold on a second. Keep an eye not just on this hit from EG from the front, but Jawjamo is up top. Maybe if he wins a 1v1, he can open things up. Boostio kind of lurking into mid. Will collect 1 kill, but largely speaking, EG's offense has been squandered from the hit into A initially. Boostio last one left, tag down low. BabyBay wants the kill and will find it. 3 in the round for BabyBay, and it's 9-6 FaZe as we go into a full gun round.
Indeed, FaZe starting to fight back here. They get it back within 3. As you said, though, finally full buy out for Evil Geniuses to retaliate. And starting to find some pretty good form on all their players at this point. Pretty tight grouping for them. FaZe certainly don't have anyone really terribly lacking either. So we'll see from this point forward how things shake down. I have a default spread here from Evil Geniuses early. Wanting to get some presence towards the middle as well as kind of just make sure that they maintain caves and halls as well.
Jawjamo just going to high gear peek once again through halls. Looks to be the focus for Evil Geniuses. They want to try to keep Jawjamo's pressure established into halls. This time, though, BabyBay once again pushed up towards mid with a bit of support. He's got Dicey nearby, watching this flank from the turn. This allows the FaZe defense to feel really comfortable with their ability to retake, as you mentioned, but this time to the middle of the map. Oh, but BabyBay second guesses his position, backs up just a touch, and allows Com first blood.
Now Dice has to worry about 2 angles at once. He has to worry about that push through turn, and he has to worry about this owl drone. Doesn't get detected, though. Able to step back out in the middle and catches Apoth, who thought that it was safe to cross. Like you said, Spike goes down as well because of it. In the meantime, Jawjamo has run deep into A-Hall's trademark, keeps him at bay from going any further, but he breaks it to force some attention, which he will get. Now Flya has to deal with that, which kind of leaves B more vulnerable. It's just Superman. Here comes the attack. Perfect timing from EG.
Super stayed concealed, though. Super stayed concealed, and he's going to get both. 1 more down low. Doesn't want the fight. Doesn't need to take it. Oh, but he still does. Okay, interesting call there. The defense was not at all here to help support him. That's going to lead to Reform getting a spike plant off. But Flyer on the corner will catch Reform before he can get out. Plus, Strajamo through the fast lane. And the defuse will be very easy peasy. And that's a huge gun round for FaZe. Now back to within 2, and Evil Geniuses are going to make some economical decisions next round.
Exactly. I mean, that's a big round for FaZe, especially considering how well EG were playing it. You know, yeah, they did lose A-Paul for free at mid, but Jawjamo able to pressure A-Halls, forced the rotation from Flya, forced Superman to have to do a tough job anchoring B alone with really no rotation nearby. Yet he gets 2, which buys the time and gives his team man advantage. And Flya able to build off of it there for the W. And as you said, tough calls for Evil Geniuses. They come into this with just a couple of SMGs and a couple of Sheriffs. They do have Boostio, though, with Tour de Force, so that gives them a little bit more firepower behind this.
You want to play? Let's play.
Maybe a chance to also get Hunter's Fury here for Calm.
Dicey's been here so many times that just no one's faced him yet. Finally,
well, now
he
they
gets
will.
his chance. You know he's been waiting. He's been stewing on that. He's
Absolutely.
like, come on, man.
Aldrum through the Viper's pit, but Supa sidesteps it. Oh my goodness, the timing. Just so good, but oh, hold on a second. The Stinger does work out. Secures the trade, and Apoth has worked forward here. Aldrum to try to scout this out. Sees one, doesn't get the dart off for the tag, though. And the spike is on site. Shock Dart will connect. Small chunk out of Apoth's health pool, but with 60 seconds to play and the wall going back up, this should be a plant for Apoth.
It will be. Dodgeball trying to take some space as well, but gets caught by Dicey. Apoth able to pick up a weapon here and drop his own Viper's Pit. And Calm has a Spectre, but it's still a 2 versus 4 at the end of the day, and he's playing the lineups right now. So it's really Apoth only.
Yep. Snake fights up close and personal, though. Apoth spammed. He'll fall. Recon Bolt now out. Shock Darts were also spent in that exchange. And Calm at 59 HP. It's just very unlikely. Good to get one. Transfer, decent attempt, tippable to say the least, but it's now FaZe back to within 1 as we go 9-8.
Yeah, I mean, what really Fly is hoping to do there is play Shock Darts, maybe get a frag, get Hunter's Fury, and then play off of Apoth, who has snake fights in the pit. That's the only real way to win that round, but, you know, Apoth gets caught. He has to spin the Shock Darts on early fights rather than stopping a defuse, and really just no way back into it at that point. Economy is back, though, for Evil Geniuses, but FaZe are now knocking on the door, just one away from tying this thing up. And so all of a sudden, maybe a little bit of deja vu from stage 2 happening here, where both teams not quite as proficient in the attack as they normally are, and Evil Genius is potentially coughing up a big lead after having a great defense.
I mean, it was 9 in a row for Evil Geniuses. Now all of a sudden, response is 4 in a row for FaZe, and Evil Geniuses need to talk about it. And I still have to go back to the same point we talked about at the beginning of this. From the dev's point of view, is are we seeing enough value out of Jawjamo trying to pull off this Neon?
I mean, he had the one round at A-Halls where he forced a rotation, and so he's been a disturbance, you know, to create openings for his team. They just didn't capitalize on it. You can't blame you know, him for not doing his job when Superman just gets 2 kills on an anchor position in B side. So I can't put it all on him. And like, if he was on Jet, would he be doing better? Maybe he'd be more comfortable individually taking certain fights, and you know, maybe he'd feel a little bit different about how he uses his dash to entry on the sites or something like that. But it's hard to put it on that. I feel like this has really just come down to FaZe has had some pretty big individual efforts that EG have not been able to cover for.
A gift.
After
I guess in my
starting
mind,
off
I'm
on the
still
hot foot,
yeah, in my mind, I'm still thinking of, you know, when you see Neon in this map, you just automatically assume Baby Bay, and what he's been able to do on this character on this map has been unreal.
No.
So the bar was set high in the first place, I guess.
Very true. Very true. And Jawjamo, I think just in general you want a lot out of him because of how, statistically speaking, how good he's been for this team. He's supposed to be the star of this team. He's supposed to be kind of using the support system to kind of create that first blood success and try to give EG a foothold into a round, and he just hasn't really been able to get off in the same way as usual. Good mid presence early here for EG, so I like that. Now they're going to double back into an A split, which is widely open for the taking.
Overdrive's going to come out. Jawjamo just trying to keep everyone at bay. A lot of respect being given by FaZe for this. Boostio good for first blood. Spike will be planted. Hunter's Fury for Flya coming out, but a little bit too late on the channel, and he's just blind. He's just hoping he finds some sort of a connection. None will be there. Boostio also trying to hold Baby Bay through mid-map, but he turns around maybe at the wrong moment. Nah, second guesses it, and the double check will work out. Jawjamo now from a forward angle. Relay Bolt comes through. Gets a good look at Dicey, plus also the contestant nearby of Poised. And Evil Genius is very comfortable for possibly a prime getting flawless. One more to find. Everyone knows where Dicey is, and you'd feel like he's going to want to save this operator, but I don't know if he's going to be allowed to. Jajmo just running on in, takes the shoulder peek. The hand will get shot off, so no flawless here. And, well, not even that. Dicey will get 2, but all in all, it's an EG win as they go back up by 2 rounds.
Yeah, really good mid presence early, kind of keeping B honest, not allowing really anyone to rotate off of B side. And then just really good A split. You know, you had a player having to watch A hall, so it's really only passive towards spawn that's really holding the site. Jajmo takes all that space with Neon's kit. And they just hold off some really big frags as well. Also, I really do think that was a really poorly used Hunter's Fury from Flya. I think either you need to use it earlier to disrupt the plant and buy time for rotations to set up, or use it more thoughtfully on how you want to retake the site to clear out certain angles to give your teammates space. You know, it just seemed like you said it was kind of haphazardly thrown out there. Didn't get any tags. Didn't really help anyone get space. It just seemed like it was almost done in panic.
Agreed.
Evil Geniuses take full advantage of that. Now up 10-8. FaZe take the timeout now. Have a lot of alts in play here. Plus they already have an operator, which I'm kind of curious about. Like, are they thinking double sniper where Dicey drops this and Baby Bay plays it while he uses his sniper, or is he more saving that for a rainy day if they have to eco?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the bank is still really good for FaZe. Like, there could be a conversation here of getting towards the late stages. Do you possibly expend these blades now? Maybe try to do something a little bit more greedy. No, not the case.
I guess they're just saving. I think they're saving those for a rainy day. Like, that's going to be if you have to save or do a half buy, that you can just drop blades and, you know, tour de force at once.
At this point, though, a rainy day would be you facing down
map point
12
already,
rounds for EG. Map point, yeah. So
true.
Dicey aggressive angle. First time we've seen this. Sees the leg. That's good enough for Apoth to be taken as first blood. Immediately rendezvous back, and well, EG are still trying to force this forward, and the Aldrin actually gets Jajmo to a very forward position. Oh my goodness, the relay bolt's gonna connect in combination with the Hunter's Fury. Lots of damage gonna be confirmed. Poised able to still find one. Here comes the cross from Jajmo, trying to get the collateral, and he sure will, just as the null command is popped. But there's still numbers here for FaZe defensively. Quick to the retake. Stu coming from the backside. It's Superman who does get the double. A little support from Flya, and they'll make sure that their teammate of Poise can join them for the defuse.
And at least that shows you some evidence that Evil Geniuses did have some pre-planned notion of how they wanted to use this Neon. Like, lining up that bolt towards the back of Yellow with Hunter's Fury as well was certainly like a layered approach to pushing deep into A side. And it got them 2 kills. They just lost too much along the way. And then Superman comes up big. Again, Superman, I kind of was trying to talk about this earlier. This guy has flipped the switch back on. You know, when he first joined FaZe from Rise, we knew that he was a fantastic controller player that could be a consistent fragger. His first time on FaZe, his first few months, he didn't really hit the ground running the way that maybe people were hoping for. But towards the end of stage 2 and through playoffs, he really got back to his old self, and he's continued to do that here in the LCQ so far, and that's nice to see. That gives FaZe another consistent fragger to rely upon, where it's not just Dicey and Baby Bay.
Interesting take here. The early 0 point was trying to get information for Jajmo to take away an angle from FaZe, but no information gained. EG back up and now refocus their hit into the front doors of B, and they've predicted it very nicely. Null command also through. Relay bolt coming out. Oh, Jajmo in a little bit of trouble, or is he? Uses the fast lane, gets through. The support from Boostio will keep him alive at 1 HP. Finally, both will fall, but the spike has been planted. We got a 3v3 dust.
Indeed we do. Baby Bay already getting tagged up as well on the wall, down to 58 HP thanks to that fragment. He's now blocked off at the top of the screen, having to wait for his teammates to slide into position. Reform still has flashes. This is getting tough here. That's a great 0 point.
Oh, and the reveal. FaZe defenders scouted out. Apoth holding one angle. Flashed over the top for Reform. Doesn't see anything initially. Baby Bay for the first blood on this next attempt. Superman following up. It's just down to 1. Calm. Shock darts making their way through, bouncing it. Trying to spam through with the Guardian. Not going to count for too much. Baby Bay confirms the kill as Super already headed to halfway. How about it again? A 10-10 tie as we look at round 21.
Yeah, that is craziness, man. I mean, it really comes down to the fact that that 0 point just did so much work, as well as they kind of put a fragment trap on this close corner afterwards. You know, it's starting to look bad for FaZe, but it's that right there where Apoth is just stuck in the corner. Reform is trying to stay alive so they can play this post fight, the Soviet utility that Calm's waiting to use, and His teammates just fell too fast for him to really put it into play, and now we are all square 10-10, and now EG's economy is in tatters.
Yep.
Meanwhile, that safety net's still there for FaZe of the Tour de Force and
Let's play.
Blades.
Enemy suppressed.
What can EG do here? Try to make this as punishing as possible onto FaZe. Well, not going to be good through halls. Aldrin also deleted immediately upon trying to enter the site. 0 point behind this, and EG are just going to have to just full flood. There's really no other option at this point.
Yeah, they were hoping to maybe get a pick with Lucio's Tour de Force, but now that luxury is no longer afforded. They are trying to get the spike into plant. Boys picks a good timing there. And even with that frag from Bucio, there's not a whole lot left for EG. Unless APOL can somehow make a play in halls with this Sheriff, there's really just not a whole lot available to them.
Yeah, I mean, Bucio is not going to get peeked again, and now all of a sudden, with the reveal on where Apoth is located, he's in a just terrible position, honestly. Yep.
Teleport's ready.
Wide peek from Fly will work out. Bucio, no reason not to go for it, but Fly will put that to rest very quickly, and FaZe back into the lead. And what a defensive half this has been all of a sudden for FaZe Clan.
Yeah, their retakes are starting to come back to that level that we're used to seeing out of them from stage 2, and not like we saw in Icebox where they really faltered in that regard, which was kind of surprising. So right back to fine form in that regard, and even just starting to get some of these nice opening picks. Again, talk about how they're one of the best 5v4 teams there is. They haven't had to play a whole lot of 4v5s, which is usually their weak point. And now they've been able to get this thing back in their favor. Buyback, though, from Evil Genius's chance to put this right back to even. They can figure this attacking round out. A little bit of pressure at B with that Viper utility.
Oh, FaZe want to try to challenge Josh's position forward. Information will be gained on both sides, and, well, that'll be enough for both teams to mutually decide, okay, respect it. Back up to your corners. Let's reset and try again. Minute 20 on the clock still.
Yeah, a lot of mid-presence from Evil Geniuses right now, you know, creating a lot of pressure and a lot of different choke points, which is going to spread FaZe a little bit thin as far as having everything covered. Lucio still looking for something out here at middle. Might find it! Yeah, really well done. And the shots missed to try to trade Bucio back from the operator there of Dicey. Now they can start pressuring A through middle and caves, and they still have mid-presence.
Avoid the op, just full flood. Zana Supa has to do something incredible. Supa for the double points, able to follow up. It's a 3-for-1 exchange. FaZe Clan still holding. Calm on the backside through double doors. Recons and Shocks trying to get through. Good information on Poise location. A little lob over the top, plus 10 to bounce. It'll do well for a little bit of tagging. The Blaze came out for Baby Bay. He doesn't connect with it, but it may not matter. Apop gets the plant off, but it's a 1v3 situation. Baby Bay at 8 HP, Poised at about 50. But it's Dicey with a full HP operator that is also part of the equation. Up top, Baby Bay looking to bait. Not going to work out. It's a double for Apop, but Poised. Able to clutch things up in FaZe Clan. Map point.
I'll tell you what, that was pretty scary because Calm was putting some good damage in on those players coming through spawn, and you like to think maybe there was actually a chance there to get the clutch from Evil Genius's perspective when they got chipped away that much, but FaZe timed the peaks perfectly there, make it tough on them, and they do wind up converting, and now they are at map point looking to force that third of Ascent. Again, it's Superman, multi-fragging out, holding his position. Despite all of the map control EG had and having the 5-on-4 after getting the pick at middle onto Flya, it's just Superman, dude. Just rock steady.
Yep. 20 and 13.
So many ults now for them too.
Yeah, this is a difficult round to traverse. Viper's pit early. We have parallel toxic screens trying to divide A. But for EG, it's a lot of focus towards halls. They've been very unsuccessful in this part of the map, but this time it's reinforced. Boostio's here as a part of the equation.
Indeed, a little bit of a different look. Will Baby Bay expect this as he plays this close corner? Judgment on Bucio is staying in that buddy system. This is going to be who decides to go first. Baby Bay trying to play off that trademark right now, but it's broken up. He hides inside the smoke. He does indeed. He might be able to pull the wool over their eyes.
Oh my gosh, and that spike, it's gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. But the door gets shut on him. EG maybe still a chance. They're going to isolate and then also use the Hydra to break up the backside of the A site. Calm knows he's got Superman in front of him somewhere. But can they get here to help in time? And Poised off the null command. Shut down on attempting to help this defense out. Dicey from the corner doesn't like the look of it.
Nope.
30 seconds left.
It would have to be Heroics from Superman again. It would have to be Supa. And oh boy, he gets the first. Dusty gets the second. Hold on a second. Supa, maybe is he good for the third? No. Shut down, but it gives an opportunity for Dicey to still try to fight for this 1v2. Knows that he's got Apop nearby, but cannot find him inside the green haze. And EG stay alive, now within 1 of overtime.
I tell you what, I bet EG were hoping they weren't going to have to spin Viper's Pit right there.
Absolutely.
They were hoping that they would be able to have a clean win, but the fact that Superman gets to it forces their hand to ensure the 2v1 goes their way. They're not going to have it for fun around the 4th overtime. But yeah, this was brilliant from Baby Bay. Just playing inside the orb, avoids the initial utility, doesn't have to take any initial fights he doesn't want. Superman almost building off of that there, but EG, clean take through and through. They force it to this final round to decide things. Will it be OT or will we see a third?
As everyone slides an inch or two forward on their seats. Aggressive look here from Dicey. One of the first times we've seen this play up this close to cave. And there are a number of contestants nearby. He's going to hear the orb. Does he want to take the peek? The flash is there to help him take the angle, but EG are very aware of this opportunity, but it does not matter. Unbelievable. First blood for FaZe.
That is the perfect illustration of knowing is half the battle. They knew this guy wanted to beat. They were pre-firing it, flashing it, everything they could to stop him from being successful, and he still gets the frag and gets out of there. That's bonkers, man. That's the impact that Dicey can have in this role.
Oh, what a response, though. Okay. Boostio takes down Flyer. Door gonna shut Jotmo from mid-map, but Dicey still gets one more. The trade eventually comes on through, but you have to look to Boostio to do something. He's gonna get completely slowed up by the trademark. Calm on the plant, able to get that down. Space gained as Jotmo continues his own forward. Now it's Calm off the Hunter's Fury, trying to look for something on the backside of the bridge. He's not really gonna find too much. Supa's got the flank from double doors. Nobody is watching this. It's just all about, can you stay concealed from it? Jojimo very aware that this could possibly happen and is able to shut down one of the clutch threats from FaZe. Now it's Boostio. Good information on the last 2 members from FaZe. Deals with the first, wants the second, but more so wants the round. So we'll very safely just contain Dicey in place. 1v3 for the win. Dicey's gonna go with the headhunter close. Not gonna work out. How about some overtime here on Breeze?
Why the heck not? Doesn't come on ice spots like it did in their previous meeting, but it still does show itself in the series where we won't be able to decide things in regulation. Boostio, just a masterclass performance that final round inside the A halls, being a constant thorn in FaZe's sides. They are trying to make a rotation for the retake. Despite Dicey's heroics throughout the course of the round, it was equalized in kind by Boostio. The dueling chambers lead us to this now. EG still a chance to 2-0. But FaZe equally an opportunity to force that third map on Ascent. We are going to see Dicey spring for the operator, despite the amount of credits you get in OT and the setbacks it can cost you. He still wants to put it into play.
Bold call. See how it works out for him here, as it will be FaZe. A very unique look, not having ran this really whatsoever, even when they were in full purchases on their offensive half. Aggressive stature for FaZe also up through turn as they make the Aldrone the first thing forward into tunnel. Jojimo revealed, but the counter utility is good to keep him safe and also get some reveal on where FaZe is positioned.
Yeah, they get an idea of about 2 players there at the end, so both teams pretty much stalemating as far as information gained and real estate taken. As FaZe is playing a lot more spread and slow than normal. But I imagine that will be changing soon as you see the spike and company start to gather up on this B side of the map. The thing is, EG have a very upfront defense, but they don't detect anything with that knife that might give them a little bit of doubt. And look at this, they're drifting Calm closer to A. This could be really dangerous.
Well, there's all the utility forward. Jojimo, fast lane comes up trying to divide this. Baby's inside, relay bolt comes through. Hyde there trying to create a little bit of a broken ankle situation, but the kills are not there. FaZe get the opener. Now on towards the site, but Calm through the toxic screen. Takes down Baby, so at least 1 kill is traded back. The rest of the defense still trying to get together. The FaZe members on site, weakened up just marginally so. But it's on to Calm first and foremost. The vanguard of this approach, and Dicey shuts down any potential solo plays. Apop over through elbow, nothing there. And it's all down to Boostio, 1v4. Plays the opposite angle, scouted out, tapping away at the ADS. Only gets 1, and it's FaZe back to map point again.
Yeah, EG just had the wrong read. They thought the stalemate at middle that maybe FaZe was falling back towards A side. They spent the knife over towards B lobby. It found nothing. And so maybe they thought that they were making the right call on how they were rotating Com's position over towards A side. They were wrong. FaZe double down on B. You had this interesting skirmish between Jojimbo and BabyBay on site where all the utilities coming out. It's getting very awkward in close quarters, but BabyBay comes out on top in the duel of the duelist, and that's going to give FaZe advantage here. A chance to force a third map here and now. Dicey again springs for the operator.
Oh, BabyBay able to get a couple of tags on the Com through mid-map. But Evil Geniuses in their last couple of offensive rounds found a ton of success here through halls, but it wasn't with Jojimo by himself, but he catches the elbow of Dicey. A huge first blood down, and now Evil Geniuses will feel a little bit more comfortable about their ability to push immediately on towards site. Poise is going to have to do something, and well, the knife will actually stall things completely. Help has now arrived.
And I know FaZe are quick to rotate, so that might want to double off and fall back, and now Jojimo's feeling the heat inside A. I love this move towards drop. Doesn't commit to it, fakes it even.
Thumbs up.
Bustio, meanwhile, gets up close mid. They have no idea. BabyBay falls, and now EG might have just done what they needed to do to keep the OT flowing. They're threatening B through tunnel with Bustio. The spike's coming around as well. They still have denied A to FaZe, so FaZe don't know for sure that it is going to be a B take.
Fly stills an Eldrin if he wants to spend it. 0 point comes through. Recon Bolt not going to see much. Fly gets the first. Okay, trade is there. It's expensive initially, but it may not make much of a difference. Jojimo now last one left, and he's earned the high gear. Yeah, why not? Zaps him to death. Unreal.
Wow. That heads-up duel against Dicey early in A-Halls was great. Just playing contact, no utility, buys extra time by crossing over to the drop, and then they just pinch on to B as a unit. And it's all even once more. 13-13. EG take a timeout. They know what this means. They could end it here and now with 2 in a row, but FaZe fighting back. It's not often you're going to catch Dicey like that. That man's usually good to win that type of fight, but Jojimbo heating up at just the right time.
Wow, bro. What a match. The whole day, dude. They won.
It's been a day. That's for sure.
Jeez.
You've gotten your money's worth in the sense that you paid nothing for any of this, and you're getting all of it. You know, like,
I was gonna say that's immediate value.
Yeah, it's sick value.
Oh man. Well, EG are going to discuss things as everything has all of a sudden turned into an offensive affair here in the last couple of rounds between both these two teams.
I'm out of here.
Dicey,
and Dicey this time, no off. Yeah. Well, he's not initially. Okay, there it is.
That back.
He baited us. Yeah.
God dang it. Made me sound so smart. Now I'm look like a dum-dum.
Go, go, go.
Not the lollipop.
Go, go,
Dude,
go.
talk about an underrated candy, though, real quick.
Facts. It had like the most banger flavors, too.
Facts, dude.
Butterscotch, bro. Ugh.
You're a butterscotch fan? I was a bubblegum guy.
Just eat gum then, right? Let's back out of this.
Not true.
Not
Off
sponsored.
this time for Dicey is once again going to try to peek over through B window. Aldrin up top. Denied, but a lot of information there. It's going to force out the relay bolt. FaZe will once again go into this stalemate of utility. The difference will be, does Com stick his ground in mid there a little longer?
And everyone kind of backpedaling at this point. Dicey picking up the window here, just kind of peering into B. Meanwhile, Bustio with rifle playing those wooden doors, trying to keep tabs on some type of mid to A push. FaZe certainly gathering up towards that side of the map. No presence, though, at middle. Everyone funneling through caves. And there is maybe this timing that they could catch right now, because Com is still very committed to middle right now. But as soon as I said that, he backs off because I feel like Bustio's starting to get a better angle, a better grasp of what's going on here. Here comes that utility. EG gonna have to play retake, though. They're just out of position.
Well, the thing about this is only a 4-man hit from FaZe. The sniper of Dicey is going to be watching a rotation to keep safe double doors, but look at the play defensively. You've got Bustio all the way on the backside of caves already. The spike hasn't even been attempted to come down, but BabyBay gets first blood. Immediately traded back. Com's still a part of this equation, so utility was definitely there to allow Jojimo to sprint forward quite literally, but does not do enough. And FaZe will once again go 3-for-1 in the exchange with Bustio by himself. Long-range shots. Not going to quite be there initially. Spike has to be forced by Supa. And no one knows where Dicey is. He hasn't fired off a shot or revealed himself in any accord, so he's still got the scope over through double doors. Supa off the plant will get the Viper's pit, and life has just become extremely difficult for Boostio. He would have to hit an incredible shot firstly on the Dicey, which he's not able to do. And once again, FaZe get to map point first.
Yeah, I feel like the original plan was to try to trade A and plant for Dicey middle. That kind of falls apart, but luckily Superman's able to drop Viper's Pit, and so it wound up being just fine. They kind of were able to roll up the punches on that one, and now they do take advantage once more. The attacking rounds have been real fruitful so far for both teams in overtime. Will it continue to be that way, or will FaZe finally force Ascent out of the map pool?
You have to wonder, what is EG going to continue to do here through halls? Because the last handful of rounds in the regulation were all success from halls. Their opening offense and the overtime was also, again, that peak from Jojimo. And this time he's going to be a little bit more passive on this angle. There's a trademark defensively here for FaZe, trying to keep this a bit more honest over through double door side. And the focus for Dicey is purely going to be on Cave. This is a different look for FaZe.
Yeah, now we see Baby Bay arrive, though, to play that close corner again, but there is no trademark to play off of. As you noted, this time it's been put towards mid doors. So Dicey can focus fully on caves. Poise trying to be there to frag off the trademark if it gets tripped. Door has been open A halls. Jojimo just maintaining position, though. No one really showing their hand just yet. Aljo now comes forward on a cave, but Dicey able to land first blood and get to safety.
The Dicey effect. Oh, and the 1v1 up top is lost. EG are stuck in caves. Dicey can still hold this angle safely. Does get pushed off the shoulder. Keep an eye on the minimap where Boostio wants to go if he can even get a part of the play. Not going to happen. It's just down to Calm. 1v4 situation. FaZe looking good to send this through a map. Number 3. And so it will be 15-13 in overtime again. Different way that we got there, but the result is the same as the last time they played. Dust. How about some Ascent to try to get us through the first night?